ANDERZÉN.
Alright you guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel ANDERZÉN. We're in the middle of a full-fledged throttle body removal in the rain, and this is the best way you guys are going to see what's going on. So let's head outside and I'll get you guys caught up where I've left off. I gotta finish, I'm almost done. Bye. My wife said I'm crazy. Go inside, stop working in the rain. Bye, buddy. But I'm almost done, so, well, not quite. Now comes the puzzle part. All right. So for those not familiar, here's the engine bay of the E420 M119 4.2. We need to remove the throttle body, which is down here. I already took the 4 5mm Allen bolts off of it and unhooked the little ball joint and the spring clip. So now comes the fun part of pretty much just like wiggling it out of here in a puzzle. I have redone, oh, let's make sure the jacket doesn't get you guys away. I have redone the tubing that comes off it. I'll show you guys, but I'm just gonna try to get this out of here, and sorry, but I mean, you guys will see what you see, I guess. Yeah, it's wet and rainy, and the more important part of this video is us pulling apart the ETA, not really the removal process, because I have shown it before on the channel. So essentially this should be free to move, which it is, and it's basically a puzzle game trying to get this out of here. So let's see what I can do. I probably should have watched my video to remember how I did this last time, but let's see if muscle memory will help me out at all. Oh, not bad, not bad. Oh, I gotta undo that real quick, otherwise that is gonna slow us down. And I did already unconnect. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can see anything right now, sorry. But I did already disconnect the plug for it. And let me, I don't think that's gonna come out. All right. Oh, look at that, guys. That is like, it's like I know what I'm doing almost. Okay, and we have, now that this is coming out, I'll show you guys that hose in the back. I don't think you guys can see that. The hose in the back, red and black hose, next to the little white connector, is connected to this. So when I pull this out, hello, I didn't know you got here. Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Pulling this out real quick. Mike joined us, guys. We have housework to do today, but I wanted to pull this out real quick. So, all right, that is out. This is what we're gonna focus on and try to rebuild. Oh, leftover vacuum line that I couldn't get out last time. But that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna get this plug off of here, and I'll catch you guys inside. All right, guys, back inside. We'll continue on a little while, but geez, got drenched. All right, guys, back from my Home Depot run. We were picking out tile for the backsplash in my kitchen. Not that you guys needed to know that, but anyways, we need to tear this thing apart. I am going to start with the side that's near you guys. Looks like they are, well, they're like The non-tampering Torx bit. What the heck? Hopefully I have the hollow. No, I do not. Well, that is interesting. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about. You guys can see that without a giant shadow. It's the ones that have the little hole punch in the center. So I need the hollow Torx bit. I think I do have those, but I need to find them somewhere. I'll be back. Alright, you guys, we're in luck. I found my little electronic kit, and I have the right little piece. Hopefully it'll fit into one of those little sockets. Make it easier. It is a T20, and it's the style that have the design with the hole out of the middle. In case you guys were not familiar. I'll try it with this thing real quick. I don't know how tight these things are on here, and if these don't budge, then oh boy, yeah, these are gonna be, yeah, that ain't gonna work. So, you see my cat in the background? She's chilling. Got it. Alright. Alright guys, it's always one little thing, you know what I mean? This is our T20. The hole in here is not quite long enough to, or deep enough to go into the little security passageway on the bolts. So these other ones were in pretty good shape, and you know, it bit them enough to turn them. This last one that's on here is still in good shape, but it's just being stubborn. So I am going to try to drill the hole out basically on this thing. I don't have a vise, which is annoying, but we'll make it work. So yeah, I'll check back with you guys once I get this done. Alright you guys, well, one drilled bolt head off later. Ready to pull this thing off. Maybe. Oh, alright. Definitely a doubt. Oh yeah. Doesn't look too great. Not terrible, but bring you guys in. There it is. A lot of gears and potentiometers and all kinds of stuff, but oof. If you guys can see back there, that wiring looks terrible, to be honest. All this is all wiring sheathing that fell out when I opened the cover. I didn't even notice it till now. But hopefully you guys can see in here. Take this off and try to shine it for you guys. If you can see in there, that wiring is absolutely gone, which means the rest of it inside of all that is also gone. I need to figure out how to get this little like bull ring off of here, and yeah, I need to look back at some videos because I mean, to take off the little PCB board, there's 2 Torx on it, but it also has a ribbon cable attaching, so this is insane. You can see the black rods in here. There's plastic filler rods basically, but all of that green is what used to be copper wiring. I can't even believe this thing was working anytime. Yeah, basically what I found is what people typically do: take out the little Torx screws, fold this board forward a little bit so it's a little easier to get to everything, obviously, and basically just, you know, desolder and resolder one wire at a time. I'm not really sure how to get this bowl pin off here, but what you can do is basically cut all the sheathing off and pull the pins out of here. This can actually be taken apart, and then basically just slide, you know, one wire through at a time, and or, you know, pull one wire at a time and then slide the new wire in after it's out. But first step is just cutting all the sheathing off. I'll get that all cleaned up, and yeah, see where we're at from there. I'm sure it's going to be a big mess. Alright, you guys, all the sheathing is off. You can see what I was talking about. Some of these are just literally plastic filler rods. It's almost like 3D filament, 3D printing filament, but yeah, a large portion of those are the black rods. All together, I think there's about, I don't know, maybe 8 wires or so. We'll see. I guess we can see right in here. The ones that are actually filled in this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, maybe closer to like 11 or 12. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Taking my time, slowly going through there with the X-Acto knife and getting all the sheathing off, making a mess. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up, vacuumed off, and we'll continue. Alright guys, making progress. Got the little T10 2 screws that were on each side of the board, and then this is basically free moving now. Not going to pull it too far because you can see there's that ribbon cable attached at the bottom, but essentially there is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wires that connect here, 2 over here that don't need to be messed with. Those are for the potentiometers, and those are regular sheathing. You can tell they're in so good shape. But then there's also 2 connections on each side for the motors. So those, I think, because it's going to be super hard to try to get back in there and solder, what I'm going to do instead is try to basically insert some sheathing like all the way down so that it's inside of here on the wiring all the way through, and then out here I'll basically splice a new connection for those 2. For the other ones, I'm just going to lead, you know, all new wires straight to the spots where they need to be. They got rid of the plastic little, you know, sectioning in here. I have no idea why they needed it to be a certain thickness. That just seems silly to me. But yeah, we will get it taken care of. This thing, I was looking at pictures, and you basically can, like I was trying to, I need a better cutting knife, but you can split it down the molding sides. So I took the O-ring off of it, and basically this upper portion from where my finger is up will crack open, and then you'll be able to get to all those pins. So I definitely need to do that. It's the proper way to do it. I'm not gonna try to connect them down here. That's just asking for trouble, because I guarantee all the way to the leads they're damaged. So, but yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. I'm just gonna do one by one so I don't get confused and take any guessing game out of it, and just, yeah, make it simple on myself one by one. I feel like I haven't actually seen you guys on screen for a while, but this video, you guys are probably seeing it, you're probably seeing this video Friday or Saturday, close to, like, you know, 13th, 14th of January. It's about a week ahead of that right now. So hopefully you guys are enjoying, just entering this in randomly, but the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday schedule, I think it's gonna work, you guys. It's feeling doable. So hope you guys are enjoying that. But anyways, I'll catch you guys tomorrow with the right tools to get this wired up. Alright, you guys, it's about a day later. I've spent quite a bit of time just looking over things, and unfortunately we sacrificed the outer shell of the plug. I tried my best, to be honest. My only recommendation, there's basically like two shells to it. There is the very inner shell and the outer shell. And I thought that I was, all the way through. So I was prying on this outer shell, thinking that I'd made it all the way through. And as I was prying, I just thought it was good to go. Started prying, and unfortunately this plastic is so dried up. I even tried to heat it up, and I was delicate, trust me, but in the end it just fell apart. Did my best, so I'll have to figure something out for that. I've thought about just putting this on a whole new connector. I just need to be really careful of pinning them to the exact same locations, and that would mean I would also need to change the female connector that's still on the car right now. So we'll get to that eventually, I guess, but this is what it looks like right now. Basically have to figure something out. I mean, I could just heat shrink this in here and it'll still be able to plug in to the other side, but I'd like to kind of put another connector on it now that this happened, so that it can just be fresh and I don't have to worry about it. But we'll see what I end up planning, but I figured I should update you guys at this point, and I'll check back in once I make a decision on where to go from here. I'm also considering pulling the intake manifold off and having that ready to go for another upcoming project that I won't tell you guys what it is yet, but I am super excited for it, and it's kind of the big move, one of planned right now, for this next year of ANDERZÉN. So yeah, it's actually a 12-pin connector. 11 pin actually. Pins 7, 5, and 9 are not used. Don't know if you can see the light shining through those three. So that makes it easier for finding connector options, because when you get to 14, 15, 16 pin connectors, it's harder to find, kind of specialty at that point. But 12 pin is a pretty standard amount, so I'm going to try to just find some nice Deutsch connectors, and we'll use those. Alright guys, we are out right now. I'm going to take a peek at the female side of the harness, because I'm trying to make a kind of final decision on what I want to do. The connector that I ordered hasn't showed up yet. I'm trying to stay patient, but I'm also just wondering if, what am I doing? I think I gotta open the door to open the hood. I'm also just wondering if it really is the best idea to rewire the female side of the harness as well, instead of just trying to find another plug from Mercedes, or from a donor throttle body. So let's take a look at this. I need my phone light. I don't know where my headlight is right now. So I wanted to double check one thing for sure, well, a couple things actually, but number one, I wanted to see, which I'm gonna have to unbolt this thing, so let me do that real quick. I want to see if there's numbers on the inside of that plug, so I can know what the corresponding plugs are. Alright guys, so I figured it would be the case, but I definitely wanted to verify. But there are indeed numbers associated with each of the wirings, or each of the plugs. I think, I don't know, maybe it's just a better idea, to be honest, if I come up with some type of a way to secure the other plug, and just maybe heat wrap it, make it fit snug inside of this inner diameter. It's not that big a deal if this flips down on it to keep it in place. It's a pretty solid plug. It doesn't really go anywhere, so it'll remain in good contact, and I can probably come up with something. But yeah, I'm just not convinced that I want to rewire this side as well, because Then that means down the road, you know, for whatever reason, if I swapped out throttle bodies, then I would have to rewire that throttle body to the same style plug, which doesn't really seem like the best move. This car really has me kind of, I guess, not nervous, but just wanting to be precautious and check over a lot of things, like wiring wise, because I know that, you know, the throttle body and the engine harnessers are supposed to be the only thing that for the biodegradable, but there's also a possibility there's other stuff too. So one of the job I really want to do is to clean up this whole area. There's just a lot of hoses, a lot of grounds, and just a ton of different things that I feel like could be minimized and cleaned up quite a bit. So that's on the list of things to do as well, traveling down the road from here. But first things first, we got to solder up our throttle body.